Hello everyone. My house is a mess because I need to clean. I just kind of threw my suitcase down and pulled stuff out. I am so exhausted. I have never been this tired after a con before. FWA wore me out. Oh my gosh. But Sunday I was sitting at my table and I just felt so tired. They said we could start packing down at 5. And I waited until I hit my high goal. We slowly did some things. I took some of the stickers and was doing sticker inventory, and then we were slowly tearing down the shelves from the top, especially since they were mostly empty and just filled with filler stuff at that point. And I remember the second we hit the high goal, Hibiscus and I were just like, let's go. And so we ended up getting out of there at 5:58. We were heading to the elevators. We were right there ready to go, and first one on the elevators. Didn't have to wait in any line or anything. And then we drove home. We had planned to just walk with the wagons together to the parking garage, which I don't think they charged us for. I don't think we got charged for the parking garage. I hope not. That would be awesome, but I'm keeping an eye on my hotel bill just in case they do. But he brought the car around because it was raining. It was raining a lot and we didn't want to risk getting the stuff wet. So he brought the car around, we got in, and then we booked it. We made amazing time on the way home. And we were home well before midnight, which I was very happy for. I thought we would get home after midnight. So that was awesome. And I slept like a log. Oh my gosh, I slept like a log. I slept so good. And now I'm probably going to go sleep some more. I am so tired. I had plans to clean, and I was going to start embroidery for Colossal Con, but I can't. I am so beat. So I think I might just rest up, get some sleep. We still have a little bit of time before Colossal Con, and a nice nap is not going to cost us anything. So that's what I think I'm going to do. Also, this one right here is a plush that I'm going to be fixing up for someone for Everfree. Very cute little Octavia, but she just needs some TLC. But don't worry, she'll get all fixed up, cleaned up, full X, the full 9 yards. So that'll be its own video because she's not going to be picked up until Everfree. I'm going to take my time because I need to color match the minky of her head. So that way I can make her a new body. But yeah, that is what I got going on. And hopefully after my nap, I will feel good enough to start cleaning, because my goodness, this place is a mess. My suitcase exploded. I have a little man under my desk on my footstool. Hey, hi buddy. Oh, what a sweet boy. Hibiscus helped me do a lot of unpacking today, which I really appreciate because I was beat. But we did get the FWA dealer badge and the wristband hung up on the badge wall. Okay, so ignore the mess. There's a mess on my desk. But we have some new fur that just came in. It's like a rainbow dotted one. It's super interesting looking. So I have this arriving today, and then I have 5 more yards of different colors arriving tomorrow. I wanted to go ahead and get those in because we have a short turnaround time before we need more long Furby. And the person that was going to take the long Furby up for me might not be able to go to Colossal Con. So instead, I'm going to see if they all fit in my gray suitcase. If they do, perfect. They'll go in that. If not, then we'll ship them. So right now, our first and top priority is getting the long Furby done. So this arrived today. The rest will arrive tomorrow. I don't normally like to use Amazon for my fur, but I used Amazon through one of the stores that I like to use for fur, just because I knew it would get here fast and I needed it fast. So that's what I had to do. But yeah, it looks really pretty. So I'm really happy with this one. The others are solid colors. And we're probably going to have a few half and halves because we sold all of our current half and halves at FWA. We had one Furby left over. It was a gray woolly one, which I tried the wool and the long Furby to see how it would work out and if people would like it. People really didn't like the wool and the long Furby. They did sell, but I did mark down all the woolly ones. So now we know for next time, no woolly Furbies. but that's really cool. And then I also got 2 more of these. Well, they're 2 packs, but 2 more of the pink ones to match the ones I already have. Oh my gosh, these things are awesome. I slept on these. These like collapsible things. So one thing I realized is that you have like one like this where it's the 4 sides all built, but you can do this and bam, it's like a little just thing you can put the plushies in and they can still see them, and it's keeping them contained in their space. That's amazing. And I'm pretty sure you could do it the other way too. Let's try that out real quick. Also, Xenophrenic, the person that was next to me at FWA, they were just like taking these and like boom, boom, and they were taking them apart, and I was super impressed. Let's see. No, you can't do it the other way just because of how these go together. But I'm still super happy with it doing it this way. This is amazing. This is exactly what I need. So I'm very happy with these. I got 4 more, so now I have 8. And I may get more in the future, depending on what I make for different cons. But I think for right now, 8 is plenty. So yeah, I'm very excited about these. Yeah, I'm sold. I'm sold on these. They travel easy. They're super light, and there's so many different display options you can do with these for plushies. So consider me a fan of the folding crates. I still cannot believe I forgot all these buttons for FWA. At least they'll be here for Colossal Con. I think I feel a little better now. FWA kicked my butt. It was so busy. And just the stress of like all the stormy weather and traveling through that. And then of course, the anxiety of just not knowing what to expect because it's my first time doing it. So I have rested, and now we are getting back to work. While I was resting, I punched a bunch of buttons. This part, I punched the papers out. And so now we are going to be making the buttons, because this is all the pony buttons that I have left. And this is what I've been making so far. FWA cleared me out of ponies. My Little Pony was really popular at FWA. All the beanies I had sold except for the G5 ones, which I kind of expected, but I already had them done. So it's like, why not bring them? You know, I already have it made. And from what I heard, people in the artist alley, especially my friends that were there that had My Little Pony stuff, all their stuff sold like hotcakes. So I think it is a combination of just a lot of the TikTok trends going around with My Little Pony. Like, we had the Infection AU stuff, and there's a lot of people doing fun stuff with My Little Pony on Reels, and also a lot of people that watched as kids are grown up now, and they're nostalgic for it. So whatever it is, who knows, but I am glad. I love My Little Pony, obviously, so I am happy to make more pony stuff. So we got the buttons going, I'm making more of them and going through them as I do it, because some of them, like him and some of these are just like, I'm not feeling them right now. I don't know if people will get the characters as much for an anime con, and since I have to fly with these, I don't want to bring too many like extra buttons. So I have some unusual characters like Granny Smith. And then right now on the embroidery machine, I'm also embroidering Calcifer. I'm doing it in the background because it takes a while. And then I'm doing bigger embroidery projects in the background, like the Calcifer here takes a long time to embroider because it's just the face. And before that, I did Hootie, which, there he is. Looks pretty good. I've had this embroidery file laying around for 3 years, I think. That's about how long I've had it laying around. I just never got around to it because I was doing other things. And so I was looking for some longer projects like the Calcifer to do on my computer. So I was going through all my embroidery files and I found it. And I'm like, oh, this is a good time to try that one out. Well, because I made it 3 years ago, there was an issue and I didn't realize it until I did it. And I'm not 100% sure how this even happened. I must have messed up the white of the eyes somehow. I have no clue. But yeah, I saw this and I was like, oh no, because I did the white and then I take the white top stabilizer off to put the black top stabilizer on. But once I took the black one off at the end, because it looked great, I was like, all right, this looks good. And then I took it off and I'm like, oh no. Oh no, what happened here? Why did it do that? So that's a lesson, kids. always test your embroidery files because sometimes little weird quirks will happen. You never know. And then also, if you leave your embroidery files sitting around for 3 years, there might be mistakes on them you didn't realize. So, yeah, that would have been nice to put on test fabric, but that's okay. At least it was scrap tan minky, so it doesn't matter. And my goal with him, I had some people suggest I do long Furbies with the hoodies like that. And I would like to do like the Wiglet, which is a Pokemon, which is like tube, that thing goes up like this, like a periscope type thing. But I think for ease of traveling with and just for a tester, since I've never had him before because I forgot I had him for like 3 years, I think what I'm going to do is like a travel pillow shape. So like a U like this, head on this end, and then a brown circle on this end. And so yeah, it's just like a travel pillow shape, a U. And so I think that's what I'm going to do with those guys. And then just try it out. It'll be a nice, easy project to do, fit easily on the shelf, and then I can charge less money for that since it won't take up as much space. Also, I ordered a bunch more stickers for Colossalcon Prime. I had several designs that sold out of my sea creatures at FWA, so I'm reordering those. And then I'm reordering, I'm ordering the main 6 stickers. And I had Rainbow Dash and Twilight, and then I added Fluttershy for FWA, and now I'm adding the rest of them as well as Derpy. So I'll be able to have all these nice ponies ready to go, and that'll work really well with my new price, which is $4 each or 3 for $10, because $20 gets you the whole main 6 set, so that'll be really good. So I have this fur that arrived and today, and then some other fur that I've had before, and so we'll have 30 faces, and then I have 1 Furby left over from FWA. It was one of the wool ones, and so we're just going to cut out as many Furbies as possible. If we make it to 30, awesome. If we can at least make it to 24, I'll be happy. So we're just going to cut out all that we can with the yards that we got and see where we are. It is a very foggy morning out there, but we did manage to finish all the pony buttons. We got a lot done. My Furby ribbon order from Shiny Things has arrived. And what I do here is I tell Miu to just use like the ends of ribbon, leftover ribbon that's not selling well, because it's fun to like color match people's long Furby with the ribbons. Plus, like, it really doesn't matter what they look like. So that way I don't have to make the choice, and hopefully she can get rid of some things. So we got a lot of green and red in this batch. Ooh. Oh, there's some gold. That looks really good together, the gold and the green. That's very pretty. And ooh, rainbow. Very nice. The rainbow and the pink is really pretty too. There's pink and green. More rainbow. That's also like a light pink. Very pretty. The red looks good with the rainbow too. I like that gold too. I always think the silver and the rainbow looks good together. Ooh, royal purple. Oh, that's an oil slick, I believe. Very nice. That's like an oil color. That's really cool. There it is on the green. And then there's the oil slick again. Oh, I really like the oil slick. And then there's the rainbow foil. Oh, there's like the, this is like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Hollow card foil. Green on green. Oh, that's like a lime on the red. That's really cool. I like this color. It's like peachy. Really pretty. There's the rainbow again. And then there's some more of that. So awesome. We have plenty of long Furby ribbons now. I think I ordered 50 or 60. So we've got a nice stack, which is good because I am almost out now after FWA. So that'll get us through at least Colossal Con. I might have to order more for Anthrocon. We'll see how many we have. And then I have some extras for trading. And there is a ribbon that I'm working on. It says +1 resistance to leaky pipes. And it's one that, just because everyone's going to talk about that for like the rest of the year. That's what I'm going to keep getting asked about. So if anyone asks me about the pipe leak, I am making a ribbon to hand out to people. So that's going to be really fun. Probably do it like blue on blue or something. Or like blue on gray, because it was gray water. I don't know. But I thought that would be like a fun little bonus thing to do. I still need to design a ribbon for like if people say they watch my YouTube. Right now I've just been giving out free stickers and buttons and stuff to supporters. But a ribbon would be really fun. But I just haven't come up with any ideas yet. But the leaky pipe one, that one's going to be fun. I'm not sure if I'll have it ready in time for Colossal Con, but definitely will have it ready in time for AnthroCon. That's going to be a fun one. But yeah, these are my long Furby ribbons. I always order from Shiny Things. Miyu runs that, and Miyu is awesome. Miyu does an awesome job. And you're also supporting a small business in these trying times too, which is really awesome. But yeah, this is great. This is a great stack of ribbons. I'm currently working through the calcifers. I do the calcifer face embroidery on the rose minky because it gives it like kind of a fiery texture. It's super cool. When I finish, hi Freddie. When I finish, it looks more or less like that. This one has a little bit of extra work to do. I need to still pick out some of the stabilizer, but kind of see it's like a good effect. But having the PE 900, so whenever your needle like stops embroidering and then it like picks up and then goes to the next spot that needs to embroider, that's called a jump stitch. When it goes from one and then touches down the other, it's a jump stitch. And one thing the PE 900 can do, the Brother PE 900, which is what I have, is that instead of just like going straight to, you can have the option to cut between jump stitches. So that way, like when it goes from black to black, it'll like cut off the thread and then move over, which leads to less waste. It also helps like sometimes if you have jump stitches, especially when you're doing in the hoop and it's doing like the outline embroidery, especially for Fluttershy's hair, and then it jumps to the next one and then does that, it can sometimes snag if you don't snip that thread. So I would have to manually go in and snip it. But with the jump stitch cutter, it's really nice. It can cut it itself. The PE 800 doesn't have that option. I've looked for it. It could be hidden somewhere and I just have never found it because it's super hidden, but I double checked all the options after I got the 900. I realized that's what it was doing. Didn't see it anywhere, and it's super nice. I really like the option, but it's also making me realize, because I have been using this embroidery file since like, oh gosh, 2017, 2018, and I've been using the same embroidery file because these are popular. I changed the actual pattern that I use a few times because these aren't in the hoop. They're in the hoop and then I'm doing the embroidery there, but I fold it over and then I actually have a pattern that I like cut around for them. And so I've changed that a few times, but I haven't changed the embroidery. I haven't needed to. But with the jump stitches being cut like they are, I am now realizing how inefficiently some of these old embroidery files I made are. Like when it's doing the eyes, like jump stitch cuts like once and then it goes back and it starts doing some more and then jump stitch cuts and goes back. That's just on me like being unfamiliar with making my own embroidery files back in 2016, 2017. I got better at it as I went, and especially now that I have Hatch and I have way more options. I used to use Sew Art. This is an embroidery file from the Sew Art days. Oh gosh, yeah, it's old. So now that like I'm seeing this, I'm like, okay, maybe it's time that I redraw this and then take it and redo the embroidery for it so it's a little nicer, especially with Hatch versus the $75 for life Sew Art. So that was just an interesting thing I wanted to share. It took 5 calcifers and 3 hooties, but we got all the buttons done. So I got all the pony ones right here. These are video game ones. There's like Animal Crossing, Zelda, and a few Sonic ones. And then these are some Pokemon ones. I had a bunch already made, but I went ahead and I cut out the rest of the book. So there's a few more in there. So we're gonna have some beefy buckets, and this is pretty much all the buttons I'm going to be making for Colossal Con. and everything else will just be the buttons that I already have. This is the fun fur that I got, but the backing is like screaming 90s to me. I just had to order more black embroidery thread, white embroidery thread, and white sewing thread because I just realized I'm out of my backups of all of those. So it is time to get more. I got 6 of each one, so that should last me at least 2 or 3 months. We are deep in the Furby cutting. Oh my gosh, his tail's gonna get it. There must be a bird out there. But we are deep in the Furby cutting, and I called the hotel to ask about any incidental security deposits or whatever. I'm staying in the same hotel for Colossal Con that I did last year, and there is $50, I think, and that's it. And then, like, if anything happens, they charge you additional. So that's awesome. Usually it's like $50 per day at the Hyatt, so that's really awesome. But the guy on the phone was so genuinely nice. He just sounded like a pleasant guy to talk to. It's like, he was so nice. I want to just like chat. That hotel, I swear, that I stayed at, they are the nicest people ever. Last year, they were so nice. They were so super sweet. Like, every day after we got back, they were asking us, like, how did the con go? How are you guys doing? Do you need any water? And they would just give us free waters. And, like, at the breakfast, everyone was so nice, and they brought us, again, free waters and everything. And it's a little pricey, but it's worth it because they're just so nice. It feels so super safe. You can have the free breakfast, and then, like, I always load up my bag with some, like, bananas and like muffins and stuff for snacks throughout the day. And I'm very excited to be staying there again. They're just so super nice. I really appreciated that. Also, I booked my flight for Anthrocon, and it was not that expensive. I think it was like $550 for Hibiscus and I. So yeah, that was a great deal. Well, that was a close call. That is the last of the orange, and we ended up being able to finish it with that little left. We are on the home stretch of long furries. I have 7 more to make. I thought I had 6, but I forgot in my tally marks. I counted the one that I had left over from FWA. So currently with these pinks, I will have 24. And then I have a mint color, so that will give me 128 because I get 3 full colors and 1 half and half out of each. And so then I need 3 more. So I'm thinking about doing 2 in a brown color I have, and then maybe 1 in that color, maybe. So I had planned to make Red 13 at one point. That color is perfect for him. But I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. Not that I don't want to make him anymore, but like that color is absolutely perfect for him, I feel. It is the perfect midpoint between his new remake design and his original design because it's like orange and red mixed. It's a great hue for him. But I'm not feeling as passionate about that as I did last year when I got the fabric. So I'm not 100% sure. I may still save it just in case before giving up entirely, and then just make the additional long Furby out of brown, so then I'll have 3 browns. But I'm not 100% sure. Brown ones do well. And I would make a black one, but I hate that short pile fur that I have. It like, most of the time what I do is I run my hand along the edge and then I get the extras. And that's what is all up in this trash can right now. It's just all the long Furby sheddings. But the black one, the fibers cling to your hand. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I hate using it. I hate the feeling of all those fibers on my hand. It sucks. So I don't think I'm going to do any black Furbies. I should have got black Furby fabric, but that's okay. I have charcoal gray, so that's close enough. But yeah, I might do a red one then, and then give it the evil eyes. Surprisingly, like the basic crayon blue and red, like the colors you think of when you hear red and blue, that basic color, of the Furlong Furbies don't do as well. I don't know what it is. People don't like those basic colors, so I try and get more like unusual and fun colors now if I'm doing a blue or a red. But red with evil eyes, that one usually does really well. And people like orange. I am surprised. I have this orange color, and it is always like the first one to sell. And this past time I actually gave the long Furby with that orange fur green ears, so it looked like a little pumpkin. Very cute. So I'm not 100% sure. We'll figure it out. So I'll either make one out of that color or I'll make an extra one out of the brown. One of the two. We have done it. We have finished the bingo for Colossalcon Prime. I miss doing bingo. I didn't do it the past 2 cons because I just didn't know what to expect. I've never done FWA before, and with the whole musician kerfuffle with BabsCon, I have no idea what to expect, and it was so busy as well that I just didn't make a bingo card for it. But we have one for Colossalcon Prime. Very excited, and I had to control myself because for a moment there I was making this only cosplay goals, like, or spaces, because the cosplay of Colossal Con is so good. Last year there were so many amazing cosplayers. There was Eivor from Assassin's Creed. I never thought I would see that one. Someone was Cool Cat. There was a Mifa and a Sidon that were just like in beachwear, because Colossal Con is basically like beach episode of an anime, the convention. So there are so many like swimsuit versions or beach versions or like tropical vacation versions of like different characters there, and I love it. I love seeing those. And then there's some awesome ones, like there's a Dark Link with glowing eyes. There was a really good Cloud and Zach that were doing the like exercise that he does, and that was really fun. And then there was a sign guy from Tears of the Kingdom that had the actual sign. Super cool. So I'm so excited, but I had to pull myself back because I was like, this can't all be cosplay goals. Some of them have to be like things I would like to happen or that I think will happen and will be fun. So there's a lot of cosplay ones here, but I tried to make some other ones as well. So over here, as usual, we have our goals. So I always assume, like, especially with flying cons, everything is going to equal to 2K in cost. Hotel, plane, Ubers, food, whatever I need, table cost. I always assume it's going to be 2K. It's not like exactly 2K, but I just, for shorthand, and like, you know, ease of keeping track of everything, I just assume 2K. So for goals, we always like low goal to be 2K or 4K, which is double cost. 6K is goal, which is 3 times cost. High goal is 8K, which is 4 times cost. Crazy goal is 10K, 5 digits. I do not think we will hit that, but I had to put crazy goal on there. And then to finish off the row, we have sell all the long Furby. I would love to sell all the long Furby. And now, I guess we'll just start at the top up here. Someone buys the full main 6 set of stickers. So that's Pinky, Twilight, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, Applejack. If someone buys like a full set, which my stickers are $4 each or 3 for $10. So a full set would be $20. That would be amazing. And then I messed up here. So you can see my whiteout. Inuyasha cosplayer. My husband and I always joke that it's not a con until we see an Inuyasha cosplayer at anime cons anyway. So Inuyasha cosplayer, had to put it on there. It's just been an inside joke since we've been like doing cons together. So since like 2015 we've had this joke. It's just been fun. And literally, I think there's only been one anime con where I didn't see an Inuyasha cosplayer. It's crazy. Meme cosplay. Last year, Cool Cat, like I mentioned, but also there was someone that was like cosplayed and like a weird, it was like, it just went over their head and it was a clownfish, like one of those novelty Halloween costumes. And he was holding a picture that said, "Have you seen my son?" And it's a picture of a clownfish. It was Finding Nemo cosplay. It was super funny. But there's always some really good meme cosplay. So if I see a meme cosplay, we get that space. Someone brings up the Katsu pipe. That has literally happened at every single convention, including the pony one. Just literally, and Bewhisker, the small local furry con, all of them. Someone has brought it up. Triad, tiny local anime con, someone brought it up. So I had to put it on there. gifted a trinket, like the little ducks or the little axolotls or a piece of candy or something. Someone mentions Roadkill Fluttershy because she made the rounds. People adored Roadkill Fluttershy. I almost said Roadkill Flutterkai. Someone mentions her. We mark that space. And since I have some other Roadkill plush, someone might mention her. So I sell a handmade plush. That one might happen. I don't know. A Dungeon Meshy group, which will almost certainly happen. Bonus points if they have all 5 of them. Bonus points. And extra bonus points if they have Fallon too. Sell a jellyfish keychains. I don't have too many left of those. I'm hoping that I don't know if I want to wait the full 90 days. The tariffs are now at just a 30% reciprocal with China for 90 days, and then they're going to reassess. Who knows what will happen after that. Hoping after at least Anthrocon, or at the longest ever free, I'm able to order more jellyfish keychains at least. We'll see what happens. If it stays at 30%, I can manage that. It sucks, but I can manage it. So we'll see what happens. But maybe I'll sell the keychains. We never know. Free spaces always is have fun, which we will. It's Colossal Con. Colossalcon Prime is amazing. It is such a good con, so that's a guarantee. That's the free space. My Little Pony cosplay group, there are several of those last year, and the My Little Pony cosplay have been really strong at cons lately. There's been so many of them, so hopefully I get to see a My Little Pony cosplay group here. Fursuit cosplay, that's different than just a fursuit. So like if someone was cosplayed as like Tulin from Tears of the Kingdom and they were in a fursuit, we would get that space. And then next is one to appease my Epic the Musical brain rot that I am deep in right now. And that's to see some Epic the Musical cosplay. I don't know if that one will happen, but if it does happen, I will be so happy. And then someone watches my videos. So a lot of axolotl keychains. That one will be hard. I think I've got like 10 left. That one I will probably need to order more of too. I'm not 100% sure. A lot of people have been wanting blue, and I do have reference images that I've done for the blue axolotl. I have trouble making non-natural colored animals. Like the frogs, I didn't really like when I did natural colors for the Yeehaw frogs. But blue is not natural, but that might be something fun. Or I could do the some of the gray axolotls have like red gills, so that's something I could do too. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, definitely need to order more of those. The axolotls, keychains. I think from now on, I'm going to go the keychain route because cheaper to make, and more people seem to want the keychains, especially if they fly to a con. It's easy to like accommodate a keychain in a suitcase. So I know I want to do that for the frogs. And going forward, I might even do it where they just put the loop in the head and then I provide my own keychains, because them doing the keychains on them does add a lot of cost. And I usually get the keychains with a clippy anyway, so they can clip the keychains off. I don't know. That's I'm going off topic here. But yeah, if we sell axolotl keychains, we get to mark that. Ribbon trade. So if I get to trade a ribbon with someone, we mark that one. Wind panel, of course, as always on there. I got hit like 3 times with wind panel at FWA. Thanks, Winter and Allie. They're my friends, and that's an in-joke for a server that we're on Discord. Someone buys 10 or more buttons. I always like to have a big button goal space when I do these because it's just fun to like see what they buy. One of my favorite moments from last year's Colossal Con is there was a guy who bought a bunch of buttons. They were like of waifus, so like there's a lot of free Ren and just different, your waifus. And in the middle of all of those, he had one pony button and it was Mrs. Cake. And I saw that and I cracked up, and he laughed too, and he said, "Hey, I know what I like." Funny. I still remember that. So yeah, if someone buys 10 plus buttons, we will mark that. I buy some shiny cardboard. So Thursday night, no, Wednesday night, because this is a 4-day convention. After setup, there is a TCG market that happens where the craft fair happens and the otaku flea market happens. And I want to buy some shiny cardboard. So if I buy some trading cards or something, I get to mark this one. And then last but certainly not least, the one that I will almost certainly get like immediately, swimsuit cosplay group. So not just like one swimsuit version of a character, but like if someone is like all the members of Dungeon Meshi or like all the Has-Been Hotel members or something, we mark that one. So swimsuit cosplay group. So that's the bingo card. I went over it for a really long time because I just love Colossal Con Prime. And just thinking about how fun it was last year and how excited I am for this year, I'm just like, oh, I'm so giddy. I could talk about it forever. He knows there's something on the Amazon truck for him. Perhaps an early Gotcha Day present. Oh.
Yeah. More? Okay.
He wants to go, but he's tired. Yeah. It's that time. It has been far too long since I have edited more portfolio. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna edit the portfolio and get all the pictures ready to go. What I do is I upload things to Kara, so then I can just like click on it and then save the images from here versus using some other sort of like hooking my phone up to the computer or something, because this way I get my pictures on another portfolio site and I have them ready to go for my portfolio. So time to edit this because Ponyville Cider Fest apps are open and I applied and I definitely need to edit this. This thing is definitely ancient. Time to update this. Okay, I think I have everything edited, so it's all nice and neat. It feels a little bloated. I'm asking for some advice on it, but everything that I have on here is stuff that's at my pony booths. I just make a lot of things. So I did edit this. I updated this saying about the upcycled plush and the cosplay ears. And then I updated this section with a lot of the new ones that I've made. I have like Sapphire Shore, Sunset Shimmer, Nurse Red Heart, Smolder, Silver Spoon. I think that's all the new ones I added. Oh, no, that's all the new ones I added. Everything else is already there. So I have this going on right now. And then beanies I did update. I added these two, and then I added Pinkaboo up here and Izzy. And I think that's the new ones that I swapped out. And then Real Kill Ponies, that section will be updated as I make more, but for now, that's what I have. And then I explained a bit about the unicycle plushies. So I have the before and the after, except for Pip. I don't have anything for her. I forgot to take a before photo. So this will probably get updated as I do more, but for now, this is what we have. Tempest, Trixie, Applejack, Pinkie Pie. I figured doing it this way would be nice, neat, communicate kind of what I'm doing. And then we have the convention booth examples. So I have Cider Fest from last year, BabsCon from last year, HarmonyCon and BabsCon from this year. And I should probably swap these so the more recent ones are up top. With this one, I did a really poor Photoshop job, but, not Photoshop, I have MS Paint, I don't have Photoshop, but, the ears up here on this shelf, I added those later, you can kind of tell, but also not really. Like, it looks fine enough because I had the comics there that I was getting rid of, but I normally don't have comics at my table. But I have the pony ears at my table, and I don't normally like show those off in a portfolio, because I usually, like, what I do is I have my booths, and then after like some things sell out, then I'll put out the ears, because usually here I'm like trying to have all the ponies up front and center. But one of the people said that they're actually looking for more types of cosplay accessories and costuming things, and so they said I should like show off the ears that I make, and I'm like, that's a good point, because like the ears sell like crazy at PonyCons. I've said it on these vlogs before, so I made sure that they are shown off here. And then there's some non-pony plush examples. I added some more with this. I added all these 8 right here. Before I just had a small section, but I beefed this one up. Here's the cosplay pony ear headband section. It's not the best because I always forget to take pictures of these things, but I feel like this is definitely acceptable. Like, this shows off what I can do. It shows off a lot of different examples of the colors. And what I do with these is they are scrap minky and scrap fur from the long Furbies. So I always say I like to use all parts of the fabric. So that's another way that I do that. Any leftover fur and minky turn into ear headbands. And then I have my social media links, the making of videos to prove there's no AI. I know that's like harder to do with the physical stuff, but you know, if the 2D artists have to do it, I feel I should have to do it too. So not all cons require it, but some do, so this is just me future-proofing. So I have a selection of reels, mostly pony, but some other ones too, of just like me showing that I make these. And then I have the Cara link, which just shows like a big scroll of everything. I just think it's a good supplemental portfolio. Like, no one really uses Cara. I don't think anyone even really knows it exists. But I really like the way that the layout looks and how you can just kind of scroll through and see everything. So I still have mine, and I use it for these so people can just kind of like see everything that I do without like it being presented here. And then I have my little like show off section at the end where the voice of Ocellus and the voice of Yona both own plushies of mine. It's my little like yeah section. But that's what I did. I think it's really nice now. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I made the embroidery for a secret project that I'm doing. So there's this, and then yellow fluffy fur. And it's going to be added to the collection of plushies I've made where people are just like, why? Why did you make that? Also in that collection is Nina talking plush from Full Metal Alchemist and Mitty. This face came out perfect. I really love how it came out. And then with this, yeah, this is good. This is great. They are finished. We have done 30 Furby pelts here. There's some two-tone ones, there's some single-tone ones, and there's a really good combination of colors. You can't see them all in here because like there's rainbow and everything, but that's our stack. That's 30 Furby pelts. Hibiscus will be painting the faces today. They've been spray painted, and then after they're painted, they get glossed, and then they dry for like a day, and then they'll be ready to attach. And right now I'm going to work on their ears. I'm trying out this in the hoop pattern from MimiSanrio, and I did edit it. I made it bigger because I wanted a big, thick, chunky boy, and I made the feet bigger because I wanted them to stand out a little bit so they would be easier to see. So hopefully this comes out good. I plan to have the stretch this way so it can be nice and thick and fat, and you can just like squish it. Oh yeah, this is definitely bigger than I thought it was going to be, but that's awesome. We're gonna have a nice big chunky capybara. So sometimes with sewing, there comes a part where I just cannot push myself through it. I don't know if it's like art block, if it's burnout, I don't know what it would be considered, but I just cannot bring myself to do it. So what I do instead is other things. Like right now, I am working on these roadkill plushies, getting them stitched together. I have 2 right there. Ignore the popcorn. Hibiscus went to see a movie with a friend, and then on his way out, he refilled the popcorn and he brought it home for me. And then I will graze on that tonight because I love popcorn. It is like my favorite snack. So I'll graze on that tonight, and then in the morning I'll throw it away. But so I just cannot get myself to do the Furby ears, and it's because it's a lot. You're essentially cutting out 120 pieces because I have to cut out bits for 30 Furby ears, which means 60 ears total because they have 2 ears, which means you have the color parts and then the pink parts for the inside of the ear, which means that there is 120 bits to cut out, and my brain is refusing the task. So for the past like day and a half, I had been trying to force myself to do it, but I can feel that like roadblock. So I'm trying to do other things. So I'm doing this. I'm also doing the momonga, and I need to cut out the rest of those faces and stitch them because I haven't stitched them yet. I just did the embroidery in the embroidery machine, and I didn't bother to do the hoop line around it because I was like, this would just be quicker if I just take the sewing machine and follow around the outline. Anyway, it probably would be quicker to do it in the hoop, but I'm an old school friggin' boomer sewer, so sometimes I just use my hands. And so I decided to do other things, like I said, because the ears just aren't happening. And after I finish the roadkill plushies and stitching and stuffing and cutting the heads of the other project, then I will go and I'll do more ears, or do any ears. I don't have any done right now. So I think that'll be what the plan is. That's what I usually do. If I feel like any sort of burnout coming, I will pivot to something else, because sewing is so many little parts. There's cutting, there's stuffing, there's filling with beans, there's embroidering, there's designing the embroidery files, there's stitching. So if you're burnt out on one thing, then there's another thing around the corner you can do. And that's another reason why I like doing such a large variety of cons. And that's why I like doing such a large variety of cons, because like I do pony cons, anime, furry, and sometimes I'll do gaming. I wish there was more gaming cons. I love gaming. And it's really fun because like if by the time I'm done preparing for like a pony con, like BabsCon or something, sometimes I can be a little tired of making ponies. I'm like, I have made so many ponies. So then I do an anime or a furry con, and I make different things for that. And sorry, I'm just adjusting the camera. And we're good to go. And that way, like by the time it's time for me to make ponies again, I am hungry to make ponies. I am ready. And so I feel like it helps me creatively to like do different cons like that. And it keeps me from burning out. Plus, I usually take a week or 2 in December off to not even think about sewing, just hang out with my family for the holidays. So that's always really nice. And usually after a con, if I don't have another con like immediately after, I'll take a few days off and I'll make like candy bracelets or something, because I like keeping my hands busy. But making candy bracelets is just like a fun side thing. I love doing it. So that's why I'm working on this sewing right now, because I could feel that coming. And then related to that, on a Plush Discord server that I'm in, someone was talking about like, oh gosh, I can hear Finn running on his wheel. He loves that wheel. Like, I have a Ring camera so I can keep an eye on the animals when like I'm not here and the sitter isn't there. And I have it set up now so I can see him running at night on the wheel, or while I'm working in here during the day. I just love seeing him run on it. He's so funny when he runs on. He's such a cutie. Anyway, so they were talking about how AI tools can help with plush making. And of course, a lot of artists are absolutely against that. I don't think it's necessary either. Like, art is about intuition and a lot of intuitiveness and like a lot of trial and error. And a lot of art making is also the process of everything. And you take a lot of that out with AI tools, or like generative AI tools. Like there's definitely some tools that can be helpful. Like some people use line smoothing tools when they're drawing on an iPad or whatever drawing program that they have. My mind always goes to Procreate. And if they have like hands that are shaky or have trouble keeping steady, they can use line smoothing tools, and that really helps them. And I'm sure there's other tools like that as well, but that's different than generative tools, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, it was really funny. They had said something like, what if we could take the menial tasks out of sewing? And I'm like, AI could take the menial tasks and boring bits out of sewing. And we're just like, if you want to take the boring bits out of sewing, you're not sewing anymore. Literally making a plushie, every single step of the process is menial and boring and tedious. But like, there's also joy in that. You can find yourself in like a nice little rhythm. And also, there's a drive to like create and see how things work together. And I really enjoy it. Like, you know, there's just something comforting about doing it. And but like every part of the process is menial. Getting the stuffing, because stuffing is an art. Figuring out a way for your stuffing to work the way you want it to. Like if you want it floppy and beanie, if you want it stuffed really firm, if you want certain parts to be stuffed more so like you can work with the stretch to get a good shape going. Stuffing is an art. You can't just like put stuffing in thing and expect it to look nice. And that's something I think a lot of people who don't make plushies or are just starting making plushies don't grasp. It's like, it's an art. It's a trial and error, figure out what works. Of course, hemostats, our beloved hemostats. These things are like the master tools for stuffing. There's also specific stuffing tools just for plush making, but I have hemostats. I like that you can lock them into place, so it works really well. And plus, like if the needle is stuck, you can just like grip it and pull it. That way you're not straining your wrists at all. So it's just different tools. Some people prefer the actual stuffing tools. Some people prefer the hemostats. It's just what people prefer. And, oh my gosh, he is dingling his ball out there. He's got a little dingly ball he loves to play with. He is running and dingling, and he is having a good old time out there. But like, yeah, that's tedious. Stitching is tedious. Sewing on the machine is tedious. Doing applique and satin stitching where you put like one fabric over another fabric and then you stitch the lines on the sewing machine, that's tedious. Stitching these pieces on, that's tedious. Literally every single part of like plush making is tedious. So if you want to use like AI generative tools to get rid of the tedium, you're just gonna, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna get rid of sewing. The embroidery is tedious. Making the embroidery files is tedious because a lot of times when you're making the embroidery files, you can have the picture drawn out and everything the way you want it to, but to edit it, you're going in pixel by pixel and doing pixel art, which I did a lot of pixel art in high school. I loved to edit Pokemon sprites back in the day, because back then the Pokemon sprites were more easy to be edited. Now, Pokemon sprites are, 3D. There's no sprites anymore. But in the games before X and Y, they had sprites. And I would go on like Pokemon forums and take requests. And I had like special coloring. Like I had, this one's white and blue. It's a light type. This one's gray and red. It's a dark type. Or a night, I forget what I said. Evil type, good type, I don't know. And I would also splice sprites together. So I would take like a Mew and put like Flygon wings on it and a tail or whatever. And then you would color it. And I would just do a lot of pixel art like that. I tried to make some of my own too, and I was getting decent at it, and then I just got more into sewing, and that's what I started doing instead of the pixel art. It's funny, I found the thread recently, and I was going through it and saving all this old pixel art and stuff that I was doing. And someone was like really mad that I wasn't doing their free request, but like I was a high school student that got burnout on it. I was like, what, 15? And they were like getting really mad at me for not doing the sprites anymore. And I could see my little 15-year-old self going like, I'm sorry, I have school now. I can't do this again until Christmas break. And the Christmas break comes around. And they were like, oh, now you're doing sprites again. Yeah, buddy. It's really funny. Hey. Oh my goodness. Come here. Here's a little boy. Finn. Look at his new collar. Oh my goodness. He's so pretty. Finn. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's super pretty. Oh my gosh, he's just so cute. Yeah, he's such a baby. Hi. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. Off the desk with you. We got sewing to do. That base of doing pixel art and my experience with that really helps me with embroidery files, because oftentimes when something doesn't work on an embroidery file, if you go in, you can like go pixel by pixel and make sure everything works. So that base was really helpful, but it is a little bit tedious to do, but there is joy in tedium. But it was just really funny to me that he was wanting to remove the tedium from plush sewing, but like that's what plush sewing is. The ears are finally done. There's 30 sets, 60 ears. They're done. I feel very good now that I got these done. No mistakes were made. I'm starting this clip with the cat in frame, so you can see how big this thing is here. So I pre-ordered the life-size Larvesta, but because we were moving, when it would ship, I had it shipped to my mom's house. And so we were there today, and we went ahead and grabbed it because it arrived like sometime before FWA, but we couldn't grab it for with FWA because we had the car packed with all of our stuff for the con. And so I just now had the chance to grab it. This thing was too big to fit in the box in the car. The box would not fit. So we took it out of the box, and it took up the entire back seat. It was crazy. And now it's home. It's like almost as big as our bed is. Like, of course it's not as big, but like it could take up the whole thing. But like, look at this. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. But look at this thing. It's huge. He's got a big hand, big eye. Hi. And like, he's huge. That was my hand with his little hand. There's Finn with his face. This thing is huge. I didn't think it was gonna be this big. Like, that's huge. I thought like Larvesta, like I knew he was big, but I thought he was like half this size. And hello. Hello, sweet boy. Oh my goodness, so sweet. Yeah, so sweet. I thought he was like half this size. Not like this way, but just like overall. And so like, I don't know where I'm gonna put this. It is so ridiculously big. I guess it's gonna just have to live over there on this side of the room. And then when I need the light box, I'll have to just like move it. I don't know. I did not plan appropriately for this thing. Hibiscus is now cutting and turning inside out the ears for me, because if I had to do that too, this would never get done. But that was the last part that burns me out. Stitching the faces, and then I stitch the ears and seal the top at the same time. That takes no time at all for me. And then after that, Hibiscus turns them inside out and stuffs them for me. and then he gives them to me and I seal the bottom. So like this is the home stretch. This is the easy part now. But everything else is the much more involved part, the much more tedious part. So right now while he's doing that, I am finishing these Roadkill Now Eevees, getting those all situated, and they have black flocked noses. I thought I had ran out of cream, but no, I had some cream minky, and it matches the fur, so I can have that fur as the neck ruff. And then I have the black up here for the inside of the ears. I usually do, when I make like the big Eevees, I do them as like a lighter fur, but this time I'm doing this. I have 2 capybara left to embroider, and then I'm going to be embroidering No Faces. And No Face is a crowd pleaser for the older attendees. I'd say like moms, people in their like 40s on up, 50s, older crowd, they love No Face. Like the No Face plush I have, I always make like maybe 5 or 6, especially for cons like this. And yeah, they always sell to the older crowd. I mean, I'll sell a few to the younger crowd, but the older crowd goes crazy when they see No Face. They're always so excited about him. I think the orange worked out really well. It's super cute. The leaf, super cute. I'm getting the carry-on all nice and packed with new things I made, and then a few leftovers from FWA. I have these here, and then in there I have my travel toiletries, just in this pouch, and then my air tag right there. So yeah, we are gonna have this thing full soon. These frogs have been yeehawed. Currently, I am finishing up the Roadkill Eevee. They have their little neck ruff, the tail, all that good stuff. They just need their ears, which I'm working on now. This is the black part that goes in the middle of the ear, and then stitch that around and you're good to go. You got the little ear ready to be done. And now I am also working on getting the Emils good to go. Here is the circle. Just plop it on there. Trace around it and you can sew it. Before, I used to freehand the shape. For some reason, I would just freehand it and they came out so wonky. I don't know why I did that for like the first batch or 2 of them, but then I created the pattern for them, so they have a nice uniform shape, look way better. I need to update the picture in my portfolio of them because I think I still have the picture of when I would freehand the circle. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I do half the things I do. And now right now I am embroidering some dittos. The dittos are not as popular as they used to be, but they're so little effort that they're worth it. Like, it takes 1 minute to embroider the face, 1 minute to embroider the body, and then you have like the ditto shape, and then you put the, you do like a circle, stitch it there, and turn it inside out, stuff it, seal the end, you have a ditto. I sell them for like $10 each, so they're absolutely worth it. They always sell, but they don't sell as good as they did like in the beginning. But since there's so little effort, I always make like 6. I was about to say 3. It's because I can do 2 on each sheet. So I do 6 pink and 6 shiny. The shiny always sell out first. And so I'll have those ready to go. We got a lot of work done today. We had a lot of plushies done. I started getting my carry-on suitcase packed up and it's got a ton of the plushies in there. I also stitched all the calcifers. I also have a calcifer pattern that I drew, which is really nice. I can put that over the face, draw around it, stitch it, wash off the ink and all that good stuff. And that was another one that I used to freehand, and I don't know why I did that for so long. Who knows? Who knows what I was thinking? But we have learned, and we don't do that anymore. I haven't learned anything. I still freehand stuff, but we're not freehanding these anymore. We got a pattern for them. And then after the dittos, I'll be doing No Face. This is No Face's pattern. So the way I have this is, I lined this empty hole up with like his face. And then, oh my gosh. And then I just trace around it with some chalk or something. And then stitch it up that way. So that works really good. And then of course I have my Pikmin pattern ready to go. Because I had one red Pikmin left over from FWA. So I made down here 4 reds, 5 yellows, 5 blues. I didn't make any other colors. I didn't make any whites or anything just because we had such a short turnaround time window between FWA and this one. I just thought like I would use the white that Minky that I had for other things. And so we are out of the white Minky. It doesn't look like the other white Minky was going to arrive. I was going to make a rarity because someone requested a roadkill rarity, but I don't think the other white is going to arrive in time because I used the white for all this stuff before the request came in. And then I was like, yeah, I could totally make that. And the fabric got delayed. That's how it is. Also with delays, I had placed an order for a bunch of stickers, like right when we came back from FWA, right in the time frame that they said that it would arrive in time, because I asked them if it would. They said yes, approve the process and everything. And I finally asked about it because I was like, hey, you know, it's getting close to time and I don't have tracking. I'm just curious if this is going to arrive in time. And as soon as I asked, I got tracking for it. So they shipped it out. But because of that, it's going to arrive on Wednesday, and Wednesday's when I'm leaving. And I had asked them originally if they could have it arrive on Tuesday or before. So that sucks. But Hibiscus and I have a plan. He's going to take it to UPS first, and then USPS if UPS is too expensive, to see about overnighting the entire package of stickers to me, because the package should be under £1, so it shouldn't be like that expensive. If it's like $20 to $25, $30, that'll be perfect. So he's gonna see how much it is to like next day it to me. And then if I don't have the stickers for because it'll probably arrive on Thursday, and I don't know if anyone would be able to like take the drive over to the hotel and pick it up for me. So I'll probably have the stickers then either on Friday or Saturday. And then when I get there in the morning, I'll just reorganize things and put the stickers out, because Saturday's a big day anyway. So that'll be great. Have some new sticker designs. I can even tell people who are looking at them, well, maybe not, because that might discourage them from getting stickers. If they ask like about the other main 6 later, I can always say like, I'm hoping they'll arrive at the hotel. They might not. Just check back tomorrow or Saturday. Maybe I'll do something like that. I don't know. I'm tired and I'm rambling. But yeah, we're thinking if we can just like overnight them to the hotel. Now, if it's too expensive, we're not going to do it at all. We'll just have those for future cons. It'll just like suck that I won't have them for this one, but that's okay. But if we can overnight them, that'd be great. And we can still have them, even if it's later on. So yeah, we got pretty much plans for everything. Everything's working out pretty good, and I'm really impressed with the work that we're getting done. Like, I have my notebook. Here is the May finish plush page. And I think there's a few that I forgot to write on here, but for the most part, this is like everything. And we are doing some serious plushing right here. I already wrote down the Emil's Dittos and the Roadkill EVs right here, because they're almost done. These are going to be done shortly, and the Dittos will be done shortly. So I just went ahead and wrote them down on here, but everything else is like completed. The Furbies need their bottoms stitched, but that'll take me like 2 seconds tomorrow. Not 2 seconds, but you know, it'll take me a quick. That was just an exaggeration. Oh my gosh. It'll take me real quick tomorrow to do that. So I also already wrote those down here, but I haven't written the Pikmin on here yet, just because I haven't stitched any of the stuff for them yet. But I'll get that done as soon as I finish the Emils and finish their ears. But yeah, we have finished a lot of plushies, so if I seem like I'm all over the place and tired, you can see why. May ended up being a very busy month. I did not think I was going to get into FWA, to be honest. I didn't think I'd be accepted. It was such a good opportunity to do FWA that, like, you can't pass that up. So it was unexpected, but it was an unexpected, like, amazing, awesome thing. And I am so beyond honored that I was invited to vend at FWA, and maybe in the future, if my portfolio stays good, they'll accept me back 1 year. But yeah, that was such a good time. So we are now working hard for the turnaround time between FWA and Colossal Con. I've slowly been doing prep on all of these since after Bewhiskered, because I knew I had the 3, BabsCon, FWA, and Colossal Con together. So I've been working on them since after Bewhiskered, like little by little by little. So even though it seems like it is quick turnarounds, BabsCon, FWA were perfectly planned for. Colossal Con is a little bit of a quick turnaround just because I had a lot of stuff like planned and prepped and ready to go, but not put into motion. So now we're putting that all into motion and getting it ready to go. And I'm so impressed with everything that we've been able to accomplish for these 3. Like, we have worked so hard. It has been amazing. And normally, you know, as an artist, you always doubt, like, I could have had more, I could have done more. I'm going to allow myself a little compliment, a little self-confidence as a treat. I think we have done an amazing job at these cons this year, and it's been awesome. And our next cons will be just as awesome. I'm so excited for those because we have Colossal Con, and then Anthrocon, and then Everfree. And I actually just got the Everfree payment email. Also, I got one of the ears done to see what it would look like on, and it's super cute. Little Roadkill Eevee. I love the fur neck ruff. I love it. I love this fur. What has he got on it? Maybe he's got Minky. There's Minky on all my stuff. But I really like how the little neck ruff came out and how his ear came out. So yeah, the Roadkill Eevee I think worked out really good. I was originally gonna have these be bunnies for FWA, but we just ran out of time to do the bunnies, and I'm glad I didn't because the Eevees are super cute. And honestly, I think IP characters of the Roadkill are like more trash animals. I think I talked about this before. We'll do better. So yeah, this is gonna be great. I want to do a whole like line of Roadkill evolutions. That'll be great. So I am trying something new. This is a neck pillow that's empty, and you can fill it with your clothes. And so right now I have all my shirts in here. I think there's 7 shirts, I think. Yeah, I think I did 6 so I could have one extra, and then my pajama shirt. So all the shirts are in here right now, and they are fitting pretty snug. I think I can get the undergarments in here as well. Maybe not the socks, but the other 2 for sure. And yeah, this is gonna save a lot of room. And it does have this to like clip it with, and then it has a little carrying strap you can clip on it too. I probably won't put the carrying strap on it because I don't want to make it obvious. I will have room in my backpack for it, just in case the TSA are like, what are you doing? Don't do that. But a lot of other Artist Valley people say that they use these, so I'm really excited to try it out. But yeah, no, it's fit all the shirts in there, which is great. So now I just will put my undergarments in there, and I think that'll be it. I'll pack my jeans in the suitcase proper because they're just a little too bulky to fit in this, but even just having like the shirts and stuff in here, that's gonna be such a space saver. So I'm really excited to see how this works out. Undergarments are a no, probably because I just have so many shirts since I'll be gone so long. But I mean, 7 shirts. This is such a space saver. Found a home for him. We got this like 28 inch camping table and put it around the light box. It works perfect. It's the perfect height. It's not interfering with the light box or gonna cause it to overheat. I know he can loom above me. He looks so just huge looming there. But it works. It works. That's his home now. He's up there making sure that I do the work that I'm supposed to. I had no clue he was gonna be this big. I cannot get over how big he is. And then number 2, they're done. Oh my gosh, this was a task. They took, for all 30 of these, an entire 20-pound box. So 2 10-pound bags and then like a little extra. We were short for like 2 of the Furbies, I believe. So, that was a lot. We had to go back and forth to the garage to get the extra boxes. And I think we're on our last backup box. And you know, I bought those 3 boxes. So, I'm probably gonna have to buy more. Hi, buddy. Look at all the Furbies. He's like, oh gosh, what are these? Hey. Yeah, the sewing machine is helping them stand up, as well as this basket with the bubble wrap. Hi, buddy. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of Furbies here. So they're all done, and I'm so happy they're done. Hi. Oh my goodness. He's just being sweet. Look at that face. Oh my goodness. Okay. There are a few half and halves because with each yard of fur that I got, I was able to get 3 full colors out. And then I had enough to do like one of like one side of a Furby. So you got like 3.5 out of each yard. So like this one is the light blue I got, and then some dark blue on the back. There's a mint half and half. I do not know where he is in here. But, oh yeah, right there. He's got a light brown back. This one has a chocolatey brown back. He's like, kind of German Shepherd looking. And then, there's a few others. I think that one is a half and half. And then there's also some, oh no, he's just rainbow. But the rainbow part where his face is pink. So he's not half and half, but there's a few of them. And then the white one there, and I think that gray one, their back half is rainbow. So you can't really see it when they're all laying like this, but oh my goodness, that was just a task. There are 30 of them here, and then we have the one wool one left over. And yeah, hopefully they all find homes because, oh my goodness. And there's 3 evil ones. There is purple evil, pink evil, and gray evil. I found myself going to make 2 gray evils, and I'm like, no, I can't make 2 the same as evil if we only have 3 of the evil faces. So, I don't know, I just figured those would be good. The purple feels like a nice, like, dark evil color. Usually villains are like purple and green. And then the gray just suits it. And then I was just like, let's go pink. A nice little pop of pink. I think that'll be really cute. So yeah. Also, he is not touching long Furbies. He knows better. Don't you, buddy? Don't you know better? Yeah. So that's all of them. And I am so tired. But before I go to bed, I have to do these Pikmin leaves. And I'm going to stitch the leaves, put them in that basket, and then Hibiscus is gonna cut them out and turn them inside out, and then I have to stitch a line down the leaf part. So it gives it that nice like leaf look, and those will be for the Pikmin. And we're pretty much nearing the like end of our con prep. It is that time yet again where I am packing up the suitcase. This is just all the cubes from FWA, which are the cubes I'm going to need for Colossal Con. They will probably be half in this one and then half in my other green one there. And then the gentleman picking up my long Furbies will be here sometime soon. So it's those 3 in the chair. And then if he has room, we'll give him the frogs too. And if he doesn't, then I'll put the frogs in my gray suitcase. So yeah, we are getting nice and Tetris. Everything is coming together. If you ever wondered what yellow Pikmin look like without their without their ears, there you go. It's a little bit cursed. I have their ears that I'm going to be attaching next. They look lighter than they are in person on the camera, but I like how they're coming out. This is a big batch of finished plush. We got some roadkill Eevees. I have 3 total. There's 6 Okamis, a bunch of the hat frogs. I think I already showed this off. And then, of course, all the Pikmin. 5 red, 5 blue, and then these 5 yellow. I will have 6 of these no faces. I did find a Minky that works with Hootie here. Oh, he's got... So I used this brown for his head here and his beak. And then this like matches perfectly to that. Showing out a little different on camera, but in person, like, not on camera. It's like a pretty exact match. So I was very glad to find that. It's very awesome. I might end up just doing tubes for the Hooties. I'm trying to develop a like curved pattern where it would be like a neck pillow, but I don't really have time to draft a whole pattern right now like that, especially since I am already like in the midst of drafting the rest of the Momonga pattern. So I'm probably just gonna do a tube, a nice simple tube. I think that'll be the easiest thing to do for these guys, and then that way they'll be a super quick make tomorrow. So I have 3 of those. I did go ahead and cut out the backs on all of them, so I'll have those. And then my Momongas are right here. I did stitching and cut out all the faces. I just have to stuff them. And then I have the yellow fur for the ball body. That is what is happening now. And also tomorrow I'll probably start editing this vlog as well. And we did get everything packed up nice and neat. And the my friend who's going to Colossal Con, I handed off the money that for him to take everything up. And he was able to fit everything, including a bag of frogs. Because if I had to take the frogs myself, because I wasn't sure how much room he was going to have in the vehicle. So if he only had enough room for 3 bags. Oh my god. You scared me, little man. I had my door closed. He opened the door. Hi, buddy. Yeah. And, yeah, I love you so much. Hi. Yeah. He's just so sweet. So he was picking up the bags. And, also my folding chair, because it's really long hours in the dealer and the vendor hall. The artist alley, oh my goodness. Con prep brain. And I want to have a nice folding chair because it really helps to have a nice comfy chair, one with like good form to it that's not going to cut off the circulation in your legs, which sometimes some of those hard chairs can do if you're just sitting for a long period of time if it's getting busy. So yeah, I wanted to have my folding chair there, so he's taking the folding chair for me. And he's also taking the 3 bags of long Furbies, so all 31 of the long Furbies, and then the bag of frogs. So there was plenty of room in there, and also he'll have plenty of room for his stuff and his suitcases and everything. So I am very grateful that he was able to do that for me. I really appreciate that. But it is a rainy day, so all I want to do is sleep. But we have con prep, the last day of con prep. He's just over here chittering at birds in his corner. That's his corner over there. I need to put like a little pad over there for him because this is where he goes on my desk. And yeah, it's time to start working. I didn't get any solid sleep, so I was so tired, but that's because I had to wake up at 7:30 to check in for my flight. So we got my flight checked in, the luggage paid for. Luckily I have a one of those pop socket wallets, so my card's just in there. So I was able to have my card on me because usually before I had that, if I had to check in that early, I'd have to go stumble around and find my wallet, but it was conveniently right here. And also these are great for travel because when the TSA agent asks for your ID before you go to the security stuff, this is perfect because you can just pop the ID out and then when you're done, pop it back in. So I love this little wallet thing. I have my stuff in there. So that worked out perfect for checking the bags. It was like a 2-minute process. It's never very long to check in. And so I got my boarding passes and everything ready to go. And yeah, that's all done. That's all taken care of. That's amazing. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. But right now I am going to finish sewing the no face. I sewed one last night and I was just like, I'm done. I can't do this. I am so tired right now. And then I'm going to put the ears on those guys. Finish the hoodies. I did do one hoodie last night. So I didn't finish it, but we got the tube. So here's the hoodie tube. And then the Momonga, which I did also cut out all their yellow last night. So the bodies are all cut out. So I did get some decent work done. I didn't feel like using the sewing machine, so I was like, let me do other things that I can do. So that's what I got done before I petered out last night, and I think we can easily finish the rest of this today. All right, the stickers have arrived, so let's take a quick look at them and see how they came out. I ordered from Hub City Slaps again. Let's see. Pinkie Pie, looking cute. Ooh, Rarity, she's looking good. Rarity is a gray hue because none of them are 100% white. Just like no Pokemon is 100% black. Just because it doesn't come across as good, like in designs and everything, to have those extreme colors, especially if they're going to be in animation. So she has a slight gray hue to her. Celestia has a slight pink hue to her. So we did the slight gray hue on her and it came out great, differentiated her from the background, and I think it adds a nice color to her. Also, she has her eyeshadow, super cute. And of course, if you're making the plushies of them, you're totally fine to use white and black on those characters. That's just why that they are not the exact, like, just plain white, plain black colors. Oh, here we go. Here's Derpy. And, she has the highlight in her eyes, so you can kind of tell she's got, like, the derpy eyes. But she came out super cute. I'm so glad with these two. I don't forget if I showed it off already, but I got an Applejack already. I was trying out a different sticker manufacturer. There's some more information about Hub City Slaps. And I've used them. This is the second time now, and I love them. They've always gotten my stickers to me on time. We were a little worried about them getting here on time this time, but they did, so that's awesome. But yeah, with this, I have all the main 6 and a few extra characters. So that's good, because people have been asking for the other members. So now we are solid on those. Then we have Frog Butts, because I ran out. Pink Axolotls, because I ran out. I had to restock quite a few things. Yeah, here's the Nessie. She's been sold out for a bit. I just keep forgetting to order her. And then we have otters, because I sold out of those. FWA loves its otters. I think there's 3 more. Oh yeah, here's the white Pikmin. And again, I did a little bit of a gray hue to it. It's lesser than Rarity because I wanted this one to show up as white. The eyes are a little hard to read, the red and the pink. I forget that they do their ink colors a little bit darker. So next time I get these made, I'll have to make their eyes a lighter pink in the middle. But still, I think it shows up pretty nicely as like a big red bug eye like the white Pikmin have. And then we have, oh, free sticker. That's really cute. That'll go in my sticker book. Purple Pikmin. I made him a little chunkier, and I made the white Pikmin a little smaller. You can kind of see he's a little bit smaller than the purple one. Not like super, but you know, enough that it's a little noticeable when they're all in a lineup. Yeah, the purple one came out pretty good. I think next time I'll lighten his purple too. But I like how he came out. And then last but not least, the pink one. Very cute. The pink one, yeah, I definitely need to lighten up that stripe a little bit. Although, the stripe's kind of dark like that, so maybe I'll just change the color entirely. But, yeah, I think that came out pretty good. So, we got all of our stickers ready to go. They're all set for Colossal Con. I'm very happy these arrived in time because that was going to be a pain to have to ship them to the hotel. Not really, it would have worked out, but you know, it would have been ages while waiting for them. So let me get these all set up. And yeah, these are my new sticker designs. So we'll have these 10 and then one more sticker design. And so overall, because these 4 are, I've already had those, we'll have 7 new stickers debuting for Colossal Con. And then we added to the new ones that we debuted for FWA. We have a nice big sticker selection for Colossal Con. I'll have both of my sticker display stands out. And I'm not going to bring the square terminal with me. It's just, I won't have room in my suitcases. And I don't want to put it in my backpack because that thing is heavy. And so I think I'm going to leave the square terminal behind and just use my normal card reader. Plus then I don't have to worry about any internet issues or anything like that. And so because of that, I can have the sticker stands closer together. Because usually I leave that little slot so I can slide the thing in and out. I need to come up with a better thing for that in the future. Figure out a better way to do the square terminal, but that's for the future. So I can have those together and then have all the different buttons. So I think that's going to look really awesome. I'm also going to only have, on the one side, I have the Flong Furbies, and it's going to come out by a cube on the side, so then I'll have 5 feet of table for stickers and buttons. And I'm going to have less button options than I normally do. I'm going to have Pokemon, My Little Pony, Sonic, Zelda, and video games. And then I'm also going to have Dan 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 and Dungeon Delicious. I have a bag of miscellaneous anime, Frieren and what else is in there? My Hero's in there, Chainsaw Man's in there, ones that I normally have a lot of buttons of. But I didn't plan to make more anime buttons this time around since I don't have another anime con for quite a while. So I just have the more popular ones and then the miscellaneous anime bucket. And I might hold the miscellaneous anime bucket back so I can use those buttons for the mystery bags. But I'm not 100% sure exactly what I'm gonna do yet. We'll get there, we'll get all Tetrised out. I have the plan down, but there's just a few things that when I'm there, I'm gonna have to see what the vibes are. But yeah, I like how these came out and I'm very happy. And with that, we will be ending this vlog on a nice happy note that we got our stickers in. I can't wait to see how people like these. And I can't wait to see people respond to me having the full set of main 6. That's going to be awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I really appreciate you taking the journey with me through con prep because, oh my goodness, the turnaround from FWA to now has been just like a blur of 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it's only been 2 weeks. I'm so tired, but it's a good tired and we're going to have an amazing time at Colossal Con. I'm so excited. So guys, until next time, take care, and I will see you in the Colossal Con vlog.